Welcome to the Chelsea Fans Channel. We have done it again. We have stolen a player from underneath the noses of our rivals.
That is right. It's not the first time we've done it, and hopefully it won't be the last. Me and Rory have sat down, we've put our heads together, and we've compiled a top 8 players that Chelsea have nicked from under the noses of our rivals.
What? You never heard of a top 8 before? This is it. This is the debut of a top 8 on YouTube.
Okay, coming in at number 8 is Mo Salah. Now, we may not have seen the best of him at Chelsea, but we nicked him from under the noses of Liverpool. And in my books, he should be at number 1 just for that. Liverpool dillied and dallied. There was negotiations that dragged on for months and months and months. Chelsea came in, boom, signed on the dotted line, and next thing you know, he's in a blue shirt.
Absolutely. It seemed like a really good signing at the time. There's no doubt that Salah is a great player. He really does have all of the minerals to be a brilliant player. When he played against us for Basel, he ran the show. We got hold of him. It hasn't worked out, but he's doing wonderful things in Italy. So, you never know.
Coming in at number 7 is Florian Malouda. Now, Florian Malouda, take your mind back to 2007. Again, it's Liverpool that we've nicked him off, which I'm loving. Rafa Benitez is constantly on his case. He's ringing up Florent, saying, come to Anfield. Florent doesn't want to know, because on the other phone, he's got Didier Drogba ringing him up saying, come to Stamford Bridge. And God bless him, what did he do?
Well, there's only one winner there. Obviously, Drogba and Malouda were good mates. They played together at Guingamp, and Drogba was in his ear saying, you've got to sign for Chelsea. And pretty soon after that, a deal with Lyon was struck, and Malouda came to Chelsea, played some brilliant games for us. He really was great, particularly under Hiddink in Hiddink's first spell at the club, and gave birth to the best football song ever created. Go on, Florent.
Coming in at number 6 is one of the classiest strikers to ever put a blue shirt on. It's the one and only Nicolas Anelka. Now, it was January 2008, I think, that we signed him, and we nicked him from under the noses of Manchester United. Way! Anelka had a pretty decent season at Bolton. Apparently, he told all the backroom staff that he was on his way to Old Trafford, and then everybody was shocked when they opened the newspaper the next day, Anelka signs for Chelsea. Great bit of business for us, and I loved going to the bridge and watching him.
In at number 5, it's a hero of mine. It's Juan Mata. Arsenal were dilly-dallying over him. They had the opportunity to sign him. They put in one bid. It was rejected. They then put in another bid. I think they put in £18 million to Valencia, which would have smashed their record. I think their previous record was about 12.
About 8p, wasn't it?
Which, no, I think it was the 12 million that they paid for Andre Arshavin. They obviously offered 18. It still wasn't enough. Valencia weren't happy. Chelsea came in, smashed the record, gave 23.5 million off the top of my head, and he became a Chelsea player. And what a player he was. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the brilliance of Juan Mata. Yeah. He was our player of the year twice. He scored great goals at White Hart Lane, which I will forever be grateful for. And the little matter of winning the European Cup. He put the corner over for our equaliser. A truly wonderful player, a truly wonderful man. And if that's not enough, we sold him for a profit. Viva Juan Mata.
Boom. Coming in at number 4, we're still in the Northwest. We're still at Manchester United. And this is what probably goes down as one of the all-time brilliant nicks. Chelsea swiping Mikkel from Manchester United. David Gill, at the time, the Man U chairman, went on the telly waving a contract that Mikkel was already been signed for the Old Trafford club. And then 2 days later, Mikkel goes out and does a press conference and says, I want to join Chelsea. And to be fair, who can blame him?
Yeah, too right. It was a shambles, actually. It was a complete farce. I think Sir Alex Ferguson was about to get involved. He was going to fly to Oslo to try and sort it out. But thankfully, we managed to resolve it. We ended up having to give Manchester United 12 million and Lynn Oslo 4 million. But I think that's a bargain for the prince that we snared. What a player, what a man. Love the bloke. Go on, John.
Okay, we're getting into big boy territory now. It's number 3, and it's Arjen Robben, one of the best players of the early Jose Mourinho era, without a shadow of a doubt. But it very nearly didn't happen like that. Again, it's Manchester United we're talking about. And, the Robbins, plural, him and his dad seem to have their heart set on him going to Old Trafford.
Especially the old man. What are you saying?
Yeah. The old man went out in public and was like, my son will never join Chelsea. I would rather see my son play in the reserves of PSV than him ever play for Chelsea. His old man literally doesn't know what he's talking about. Anyway,
couple of days later, Chelsea put a bid in.
And blows Man United's offer out the water, and then he's a Chelsea player.
He's a Chelsea player, and he was brilliant for us, like you say, successive league titles. Yeah. One of the most exciting players I've ever seen. I can remember that game at Blackburn away, the day that we practically won the league. I think he broke his foot that day, Robin, but he was masterful. He really is a dazzling football player. I love him. This I find very funny, though. His old man, when he left Chelsea, obviously we know he went to Real Madrid. Yeah. Just before he went to Real Madrid, this is true, this isn't us joking, his old man came out again and said, My son will never play. My son will never play for Real Madrid. He hates Real Madrid. When we used to go to Spain on holiday, he was only interested in Barcelona. Off he went to Real.
Pipe down, Dad. Okay, it's now number 2, and it's Willian. What a nick that was. Spawned one of the greatest songs going, by the way. And what I love about it is we took him right under the noses of Tottenham, and they had their heart set on building their whole team around him. They were literally hours away from announcing to the world that they've signed this new marquee player for £30 million. I think he was on a 4-year deal on 85 grand a week. So they had everything in line, everything set up, and then eventually Willian saw the light.
Yeah,
he got the call.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? It really is funny. They were so desperate for him. That's the best thing about this one. They were so desperate. Remember, we just won a European Cup and knocked Tottenham out of Europe. So they were already hating us. They've then lost Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale has gone to Real Madrid, so they needed someone. They needed someone to come in as their marquee player. Yeah. Willian is that man. Suddenly, Roman Abramovich gets involved, and he's not anymore. And it really is brilliant. I thought Jose Mourinho's comments on it were fantastic. Mourinho just said, with a hint of mischief, mate, why don't you just do the medical in private? Can't argue with that.
Numero uno, it's mi amor himself, it's Gianluca Vialli. Now, as we all know, I love this geezer. He's one of the best signings in my eyes that Chelsea ever made. And we nicked him from under the noses of Glasgow Rangers, of all people. Now, they were sort of, they didn't really need him. They were in the Champions League. They were halfway through winning like 9 consecutive titles in a row. Chelsea needed him. We gave him the call.
And there he turned up. What a player he was, what a man he was, but what a signing it was. The Chelsea Football Club have suddenly signed a player who's just won the Champions League. I think that's what changed it for Vialli. Vialli just won the Champions League with Juve. They won it in Rome playing against Ajax. But winning that title meant that Vialli felt like he had achieved everything that he could achieve or needed to achieve in the game, and therefore could make a decision based on his heart. And he thought that his heart lied at Chelsea, playing with a wonderful team there at a wonderful era, and an Italian coming to the King's Road. It was just a match made in heaven. I love Vialli so much. He was a great player for us, a great man for us, and a great manager. He even today, I still look at him so fondly. I love everything about him. I love his bald head that scored against Liverpool. I love the way that he dresses. I love the way that he talks about Chelsea. He really is a Chelsea man. And this signing, pipping Glasgow Rangers to his signature, really was a benchmark and a landmark moment in the history of Chelsea Football Club. There we have it. That is a list that me and him compiled of our top 8 players that we've stolen from under the noses of other football clubs. Let us know what you think. Have we missed anyone off? And do you agree with our suggestions? Comment below. Let us know. Go on, you Blues. Welcome to the Chelsea Fans Channel. I'm joined by Charlie, the Hurricane Skiller from the Mail Online, for this week's Backpage Blues. Charlie, the only place to start is Batshuayi. We are going to make a multi-million-pound signing.